Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for tuning into the UGC League. Just for your information, it is 4 o'clock now, and we are set to be starting this game. However, the Team Resilience, is that the team name? Yeah, Team Resilience, they have not joined the lobby yet. I messaged them, and actually, okay. They said they were in a game right now, and they said they were going to be finished soon, and I was about to warn you guys that it might be a little while because it said that they were level 15, but right as I was saying that, I watched him on my friends list pop into post-game, and then off to the main menu. So this game should be going any second now. I'm going to mute myself for a couple minutes while we sort things out, figure out who's getting first pick and whatever, but game should be starting any second, so stick around. Game is happening on time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UGC League. My name is Captain Canuck, and I'm going to be bringing you a two-game series here between Team Resilience and Team Exile. This is going to be in the NA Steel Division, and I'm not sure what these two teams' records are. This was kind of a slapdash cast. I was supposed to be doing an invite game between Third Tier Gaming and We Got Late Game. Arguably two higher tier teams. but that ended up falling apart as we had a forfeit, and then we ended up jumping over to this one. So Team Exile versus Team Resilience. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. I'm going to jump over to the draft now as we've officially loaded into the game. Let's do that. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Here we go. We're into the game. Throughout the game, I'm going to be joined by Lurkaderp. She is a wonderful stats lady for the Standard Deviants groups of stats people. They're going to be... You'll see her pop up throughout the game. Nothing during the draft, obviously, as we don't have those wonderful little Dota pop-ups, but you'll see that as the game goes on. So big thanks to her and the entire Standard Deviants group. They are all a bunch of wonderful people. You should check them out. Follow them on Twitter at Standard Deviants and, of course, at Lurkaderp. But that'll all come up at the end of the game. Just filler for now as we're waiting for these teams to get their first couple bans off. Gyrocopter comes out first by Team Exile. He's been a hero that's been incredibly popular lately, and I'm glad to see him gone. He just tends to take over games really aggressively, and it's not even because of his farm potential. It's just he does so much damage now that just the second he starts dishing it out, it gets insane. It just starts to drop. He literally drops bombs on the enemy team, and you know, there's not a lot you can do against him. There's not a lot that shuts him down right now. Not a lot that can outdo his early game damage, and so his laning presence is just immense. So, anyways, like I said, Gyrocopter going to be banned out. Phantom Lancer and Dirge the Undying going to follow that up as well. PL, not as popular a first ban, but a lot of teams are finding him very, very useful and very, very potent a tool in their arsenal, so they're making sure that that's gone there. Queen of Pain, another hero who's just kind of the same thing as Gyrocopter. It's just so much AoE damage, you really can't deal with it. And the one hero that does make it through the banning phase here, the Leshrac, he's going to be taken up first by Exile. No question about that. As soon as they got through the bans and Leshrac was on the table, they snatched it right up. And I mean, this hero is so versatile and so potent. You can stick him in a duo offlane, you can stick him mid, you can stick him on a support role, you can do whatever you want with him. He's crazy good and continues to do immense amounts of damage regardless of the position he's in. So, good pick up there. Spirit Breaker going to be the counter pick by Team Resilience. So not so much of a counter pick, but rather just their response to it. Gives them a little bit of global presence, and Disruptor snatched right off the bat. I'm curious about that. I mean, Disruptor is a good counter to the Spirit Breaker, so maybe they wanted to kind of deny pick it by grabbing it themselves, or maybe they're just really comfortable on it, but usually we see Disruptor picked up in the later stages of the game when you see a lot of heroes that are countered very well like him, like an IO Tiny, or a Spirit Breaker, or a Lycan, or something like that. But we're not quite seeing that, just the Leshrac and the Shadow Demon. And the fact that the Shadow Demon was pulled up here by Exile makes me think that this is probably going to be a 4-position Leshrac. Going to be getting a little less farm, not going to be going to that mid lane. I mean, he still could, but the ganking duo of the Shadow Demon and Leshrac is just so incredibly strong. I mean, once you get that disruption off, the Leshrac stun is basically guaranteed, and the amount of damage that these two heroes can dish out is just immense. So, we'll see how that ends up playing out, but yeah, Team Exile definitely has options. I mean, I'm liking the Shadow Demon as an all-around support in this meta as well. I mean, he does a lot of damage with the... Well, okay, so Shadow Poison wasn't changed, but they did lower the mana cost, so you can do a lot more damage with it with a lot less mana. And so it's really potent, and jungling Shadow Demon has actually become a little bit of a thing. I mean, not strictly jungled, like not straight up jungling, but Crystal Maiden style jungling, where you go to the lane, you sit there, once your carry's secure, you take off, you go stack some camps, and you do your work. Now, Shadow Demon, like I said, he's really good at farming up those jungle stacks. I mean, if you stack a camp twice or 3 times, and then you just burn it down with Shadow Poison, you can accelerate your farm and levels on that hero really quickly, and of course, Aghanim Scepter, once you get it later on him, oh, beautiful. That item is just amazing. So, definitely something to look out for this game. We'll see if that ends up happening. But Team Resilience spending a little bit of time here out of their reserve time thinking about their second stage of bans. Not quite sure where to go, and they're going to ban out a Tusk. Not sure if that would have been the pickup, but good nonetheless. I mean, just Tusk and Leshrac together is actually really, really scary because Tusk just kind of puts a hero in the middle of the enemy team. And Leshrac, that's exactly where he wants to be if he wants to getting a lot of damage with that Pulse Nova. So you get that Snowball, you pull everybody in, and I mean, between Snowball and the Shadow Demon Disruption, you could have a lot of save potential for heroes like the Leshrac or whoever your carry ends up being. So I don't hate the ban. It's not bad at all. Magnus, Storm Spirit, and Broodmother, the other 3 bans from both teams here. I think yeah, Team Resilience, good job banning out the Broodmother there. I don't think they have a lot of AoE to deal with it. I mean, the Disruptor, his Thunder Strike's okay at dealing with Spiderlings, but if the Brood outlevels the Disruptor, it starts to get a little bit ugly. So that's not going to be coming out in this game. We're going to see a Juggernaut picked up here by Team Resilience, and I'm liking the looks of this already. I'm liking the looks. I mean, you get the Juggernaut on top of that Disruptor, you pull somebody back and you spin on top of them. You got a lot of single target pick-off there, so it's a really good lane for shutting down an offlaner. So we're probably going to see these two heading off towards a safe lane with an additional support. Probably someone who offers a little bit more crowd control, another stun, perhaps an Earthshaker, perhaps a Vengeful Spirit, maybe even a Lina or something like that. I think would work really, really well with their tri-lane. Spirit Breaker probably going towards the off lane. I mean, he could go in the 4 position, but I think with the Juggernaut, you're probably going to want to pick up another support and let the Spirit Breaker take a core role. So Team Resilience looking for a mid and another support, while Exile is still missing their 3 core roles, I suspect. I think that's going to be a support Leshrac, but we will see. Lina going to be taken up by Team Exile, and that's going to result in some interesting dynamics in this game. Now, the Lina Shadow Demon and the Shadow Demon Leshrac are 2 really, really potent combos, so either of those 2 sets could be on the support, and then the other one could be mid. So it's either going to be Leshrac or Lina mid with the other on support. I think it's probably going to be the 4 position Leshrac with the Lina mid, but that could always change up as the draft goes on. I mean, that's the good thing about drafting like this, is that you have some flexibility so that if the other team throws a curveball your way, you know what, you're prepared for it. You can change things up. But, yeah, we'll see. Leshrac and Lina fill very similar roles on the mid lane anyways, so I don't imagine there's going to be anything that could, really shut down either of them, or shut down one and not the other. It's a little bit of a weird scenario, but they'll be able to do with it as they please, and it looks like Team Resilience is going to reveal their mid hero now as they pick up the Invoker. This is interesting. I don't think it has any particular synergy with their team. I mean, the Sunstrike will work very well with Spirit Breaker ganks, but nothing in particular that screams Invoker with the rest of the draft. I mean, he's just a good all-around hero, and I think he'll round out their draft fairly well. And who knows? I mean, if this Juggernaut gets a healing ward up early and the Invoker goes Quas Exort, which I think he will, you could end up with some pretty nasty Forge Spirit pushes in the 12 to 15 minute mark. Invoker as well. I mean, if he goes for the Necro Book, you can kind of do the same thing. So we'll see if that's how Team Resilience wants to play it, but there are a lot of good targets for mana burn as well. I mean, if you go for the Quas Wex and you can get your levels up quick enough, get that EMP burning out the mana from the Leshrac and the Lina, it's going to be a rough game for Exile, and they don't really have anything to deal with that right now. I mean, none of these heroes particularly want to get a BKB. Leshrac will quite often if he's up against a lineup exactly like this that does a lot of magic damage, but for the most part, Leshrac tries to just go for those pure mana and beefiness items so that he can just kind of stand in the middle of a fight and let his ultimate pulse away. Down to about 50 seconds left in the reserve time on Team Exile here as they're looking for their 4th pickup. Curious to see what they're going to go for. They're still missing a carry and an offlaner no matter how they choose to mix and match this, but okay, just picking mid laners galore. Alright, so they're going to pick up a Puck, and I think this will probably be an offlane Puck. I think it fares very well against the Disruptor Juggernaut combo. Disruptor and Puck are kind of... It's a weird matchup because the 2 of them kind of counter each other in a way. The Disruptor, if he gets a Static Storm down, Puck is in a lot of trouble. But that said, if Puck gets glimpsed, he can just throw an orb, and the second he gets brought back to the glimpse, he can just Ethereal Jaunt away to that orb that he's already got flying. So Puck's got some Puck's got ability to outplay the Disruptor, but there are some scenarios in which the Disruptor gets that glimpse, gets the Static Storm, and there's literally nothing Puck can do to get out of it. He's just done like dinner. So we'll see how that plays out. If Puck gets the burst damage up really quickly, maxes his Q and his W as quick as possible, and then maybe even goes for a Dagon, that Disruptor could be in for a really, really rough ride. But you know, I think that's about the only hero that is. I mean, Spirit Breaker and Juggernaut, both very tanky heroes. Juggernaut, of course, has the magic immunity. Spirit Breaker has just an insanely high health pool, and Invoker is just slippery in general. So, okay, so this is going to be a 4-position Spirit Breaker. It's just going to be the duo for the Disruptor and the Juggernaut, and then we're going to have a Disruptor, or I can't talk right now. Darkseer heading off towards the offlane for Team Resilience. So I'm starting to see their draft come together a little more now. They've got that Darkseer vacuum, pull everybody into a Static Storm, drop the Invoker, whatever you want on them, the EMP, the Meteor, take your pick. And this can turn into a really, really ugly team fight, but Team Exile, they've got 5 ranged heroes and the Drow Ranger, to boot, and I'm curious to see how they want to lane this. This will probably be, I imagine Shadow Demon, Leshrac, Drow Ranger bottom, Lina mid, and then the Puck towards the off lane, but all of this range has left them very, very, very squishy, and especially since they're up against a Spirit Breaker, this could mean trouble. I mean, Drow Ranger's all about the positioning, Puck's all about the positioning, and Spirit Breaker, he's all about saying, fuck your positioning. Like, he chases you down, he does what he wants, and there's not too much you can do about it, so you gotta worry about that. But, anyways, we're into the game. Let's introduce the teams and get things going. We're gonna have Brave over on the Juggernaut. Up on the top lane, joining him, we'll have Butas NG Puet. I don't know, whatever. Doge Wow over on Darkseer. King MC on the Spirit Breaker. And over towards that mid lane, we're going to have QWERTY playing the Invoker. Down on the Radiant side, we've got Oceans taking that Puck. Whitesmith the Blacksmith playing Drow Ranger. Frodo Killa on the Shadow Demon. We've got Lina played by Yo, and Mormon taken on the Leshrac. Now, ceremonial 1-minute pause as everybody disconnects and gets rid of themselves. But this is going to be the introduction from our lovely, lovely stats lady here, Lurkader, joining us from Standard Deviant Stats. So they're going to be, you'll see a couple of these pop-ups throughout the course of the game, providing you with some useful intel on how the game's going, what the teams are looking like, how everything's trending. All that sort of wonderful shenaniganzo, but for now, just waiting for everybody to get back in the game. I've never understood this. I don't know why or what causes people to need to disconnect at minute 1. I don't know if there's a bug on lower end machines or something. I've never gotten in a game and been like, just a second, I need to reconnect. Like I don't know where or why it happens, but gotta pause nonetheless. Oh boy. So, this is going to be interesting. Okay, actually let's talk about item builds here. So I think this Puck, like I said, likely going to the offlane, was given a ward and has bought regen instead of going for that full null talisman at level 1. So Puck definitely offlane. Drow Ranger, I think, definitely safe lane. Now, yeah, this is going to be a 4-position Leshrac, so I did guess correctly. This is going to be Lina heading towards the mid, and then the Leshrac will be taking up that safe lane with the Shadow Demon. And like I said, the two of them together, this combo is ridiculous. There are 2 couriers over here. Well played. Well played. Oh. I said well played, and I sarcastically went and hit Y to, like, just start doing the chat wheel thing, but I just opened up net worth. So, there's that. Hey, Lina's reconnected to the game. Go? Go. 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 Yeah, there we go. All right. And we are underway. So it looks like circling some stuff out on the map here. I don't know if they want to come invade or something. They've got everyone kind of moving up that way. The Shadow Demon, the Lina, and the Leshrac all together. If they get up there, they could, I mean, contesting this top rune, I think, is a bad idea for Team Resilience. If they get in this river area at all, they're going to get disrupted, they're going to get stunned, they're going to get blown up, and even if they do manage to snag the bounty rune and all the chaos, I don't think that the lives that they're going to lose are going to be worth it. So we'll see how this plays out. There are going to be 4 heroes from Team Exile up towards the top bounty rune. Drow Ranger herself just heading down for bottom. Has started with that precision aura, so she won't have the gust to get Darkseer away if he decides to go for it. So everybody wants to be a mid. And 684 Pro Play, Leshrac and Puck are both most commonly played as solo mid laners, and Drow Ranger and Lina run their lane as a second most position. Okay. And, yes, here we go. Spirit Breaker going for a charge on the river. That's only going to stun, but not knock back. And actually, the Juggernaut doing work on the Shadow Demon, and he's going to be the first one to fall. Didn't expect that. They had, I guess they just had superior firepower there as the stun from the charge and the damage from the Juggernaut was more than enough to bring down that Shadow Demon. Did he disrupt him? I don't think he disrupted anyone that fight. I think he could have disrupted himself, maybe the enemy, keep himself safe, but yeah, ends up in a little bit of trouble there. And First Blood and the top bounty rune go to Team Resilience, so I was a little wrong on my analysis of that top lane. Drow Ranger still did get the bottom bounty rune, so she's going to be doing okay down on bottom. And actually, I do like this matchup quite a bit for Team Exile here. Even if you get the Ion Shell on a creep or something, it just doesn't matter. The Drow can burst it down quick enough. She's got huge base damage, and of course she's ranged, so you know she can just bring down the creep wave, and it'll always kind of push in her favor because of that Ion Shell. Mid lane, this should be an interesting matchup. I think for early levels, Lina definitely has the advantage as she has a lot more lane clearing potential, but as this game goes on and Invoker picks up more of his spells, he'll have a lot more to work with here, and I'm curious what his build's going to be. He started with Quas, which is usually indicative of Quas Wex, but well, this could be trouble here. No. Doge surges himself back out to safety, and he's going to be fine for now. That looked dangerous. One disruption could have ended his life there, but no, siree, it did not indeed. Up on top, Puck is doing alright, and the lane has pushed towards Puck's tower, so she's going to get a level or 2 of free experience here. Already level 2 and level 3 after this wave for sure. So Puck definitely going to be sitting happy on this off lane. It's always rough when you get zoned out and you're still level 1 at a few minutes later, but Puck's already circumvented that, kept herself safe, and now regen rune down on the bottom lane. This is, well, okay, Shadow Demon's going to grab it, regen himself 50 health, doesn't really matter. Now the cool thing about this this setup that they've got going here is that the Shadow Demon can just go gank by himself as he's doing. Oh, he's going in behind the tower, he sees the courier, is he going to get it? One more auto attack, and there we go, there goes Invoker's boots, the courier gets dropped, and 450 net worth down the drain. Invoker's going to chase him down, but gets disrupted, and that's going to be the end of that chase, so Invoker loses his boots for absolutely nothing, and Shadow Demon walks away from that a happy camper. I mean, that's just game knowledge, knowing the bottle timing to just walk in here and go for it. I mean, it's obviously it wasn't a bottle, but you know, similar cost items, and you know, you can kind of just adjust your timing based on that. You know, most other heroes that would have been a bottle snipe, but Invoker, it's just boots. Cold Snap goes out on the Lina here. Tornado going to follow it up. A couple more auto attacks, maybe. Yeah. Yo gets dropped relatively low. Has one more bottle charge and a few tangos left to keep her healthy, but Invoker definitely starting to control the lane a little bit more. Like I said, now that he's got that level 4 up, he's got a couple more spells in his arsenal. Down on bottom, they're looking for this Darkseer. He's running up the river, but they don't have this setup. It's only the Leshrac and the Lina nearby, and they're not going to be able to get this stun off. He surges himself back up towards the Ancients, and he will be out of there just fine, safe and sound. Spirit Breaker sitting up on the high ground near the mid lane, wants to go in on Yo, but is he going to be able to find the space? Lina's got huge range, both on her auto attacks and on her spells, so the chances of her going past this area are really, really slim. I mean, she's blocking up the wave now. You know, the lane equilibrium is going to end up around here, but she can still auto attack from here, throw spells. She's going to be just fine, I think. Even if the Spirit Breaker comes in, if she gets pounced, I think it's going to have to be perfect execution from the dire side to bring Lina down. Up on top, Puck is out of regen and has dropped fairly low. Just trying to keep within XP range, but could be in danger here if she gets glimpsed out and and popped. I mean, she's got mana, but you know, this health pool is a couple Juggernaut auto attacks and maybe a lucky crit away from dying. Mid lane, they are going in onto the Lina, and she's trying to walk away. Does get the Light Strike Array out onto the Spirit Breaker, and the EMP will land on her. No mana available for anyone. Tornado hits both. Will he be able to get the kill? Yeah, Invoker picks up the Shadow Demon, but in return gets finished off by the Lina, as she bottles up enough mana for a Dragon Slave and finishes her off. Or finishes him off. Finishes off the Invoker. He's got long hair. I get confused.
Put it out of your mind.
Down on bottom, Drow farming away, but definitely not the top of the board here, as the mid laner, Lina, is actually ahead of her by 2 CS, and Juggernaut, the opposing safe laner, has got about 8 on her, so Drow not doing as well as one would expect. I think a lot of that has to do with this Ion Shell pressure. I mean, pushing it up to the tower, it's just hard to last hit under a tower. Even if you get 3 out of 4 in every wave, you're still missing 25% of your last hits just because of it. So, you know, it's a rough time down there. But she's doing okay, and once she hits her level 6, which actually she just did, she will be faring a little bit better, as she's now got insane amounts of damage. And they're going to throw some Frost Arrows onto this, onto the Darkseer, and they get the disruption after he surges, so he's in a lot of trouble trying to juke away into the trees here. Will he be able to find a way out? Can you vacuum trees to break them? You can indeed, but he doesn't. I figured he might like vacuum out these trees over here and then try to run up through, but doesn't end up making the plays, and the Darkseer goes down. Yo, going for the bottom rune here. It gets charged on, but the charge is going to get cancelled, as I think Yo spotted it, hesitated a little bit, and the Spirit Breaker went, oh crap, I'm in trouble. So they left it alone. Up on top, Oceans looks like maybe he got some regen ferried out to him, as he's back in healthy standings. Goes to try to contest the pull, but ends up eating a lot of damage there from that Disruptor Lightning Strike. But Disruptor, no mana unless he wants to use up that Mango, which means that there's not too much that can really shut this puck down. So he's going to be happy farming away on the top lane for now. Where are you going, Drow? Just roaming off towards the jungle? Oh, this camp's been stacked up for her. I think they want her to go clear that. Uh-oh. We got some lag. I'm not sure. This is the NA Steel Division, and so we are playing on US East. But Team Resilience was speaking with... they were... Tagalog, is that the language? Yeah. They were speaking some Asian language that I didn't recognize. And so they might not be from North America. They might have just signed up because they could. That happens a lot. Oh, we're from West. Okay. Yeah. It does suck west to... west to east. I mean, I live in Vancouver on the west coast of Canada, and playing on US East gives me about 200 ping. It's not a great scenario, so you know, if you're on the west coast, it's hard with these tournaments to decide on a on a server. You know, it's US East is usually the default because for some reason every tournament organizer happens to just be on the East Coast, but you know, you go west, you make the Easterners unhappy. You go east, you make the Westerners unhappy. It's just a no-win scenario. Lina gonna pop off a haste rune, looking for bottom. She does have her Laguna Blade if she wants to use it, but she won't have enough mana for any of her other spells. Chugging back some bottle charges now as she's hoping to look for it. Doge picks himself up a TP scroll, and what is... Okay, Lina just TP's back out to mid lane as the Invoker and the Spirit Breaker go for a dive in on Leshrac, and Spirit Breaker might get kited out here. There's another pause? What's going on? Oh, man. Wait. Disruptor paused and then disconnected. What is this? Okay. I have no clue what's going on with this pause here. I wish I did. Ping issues. What are we sitting at here? Everyone in the game's under 150 ping. Okay, I don't know. Are they in a position to do anything to Puck? They don't have the Static Storm, so I don't think so. I think even if they get the glimpse, maybe an Omni Slash, Puck gets away with it because of Phase Shift and Ethereal Jaunt, so should be fine up on the top lane. So no real strat pauses up here, but I am kind of concerned about this one. Like this is an engagement that I think could very well have benefited from a Team Resilience pause. So who knows? But looks like he's back in the game, so we should be going relatively soon. Now, Lurka, I would love to see a stat on how ranged, like all ranged drafts have performed in all time. I don't know how you would look that up on CptnCanuckDota, but you know, maybe you can find Drow games and then just pick them out and see. Yeah, I don't know how you would get that stat, so if you can't, don't worry about it, but I would love to see how these all range drafts fare in general, because it seems to be a very unpopular subset of drafting style where a team just decides, hey, we're going to go for an all-range draft, and they pick up a Drow Ranger, they pick up a lineup pretty identical to this. And there's been variations throughout every patch, but I think every patch there's always that one team that just likes to go for this weird all-range draft. And Whitesmith the Blacksmith might be in trouble here as the Cold Snap comes out. The Spirit Breaker charge is going to land, but she gets a good gust, pushes him back, but is going to get vacuumed right back in. And the Spirit Breaker is going to get the final hit off and finish off that Drow Ranger. So 3-3 the score as Team Resilient, 3-4 up in the top lane as Team Exile picks off the Juggernaut. Gets a little bit too deep underneath the tower. Looks like, yeah, he used the Omni Slash, was hoping for a kill, but didn't end up finding it. And drops 2 heroes extremely low, but that counts for nothing here in Dota. And pressure coming out now on the bottom tier 1 on the Radiant side.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Looking around in the trees for any stragglers, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Not finding anything here. Fresh creep wave will be coming in just a second. Doge is just going to cut the wave out, get rid of the Radiant creeps, and they'll go right back in with this next creep wave. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Exile is going to try to trade this for a tier 1 on mid. They don't have quite the firepower that Team Resilience does on the bottom lane, but you know, maybe if they go hard enough, they can make this happen. Who knows? We'll see. Bottom tower falls and an immediate TP towards mid, so it looks like Resilience will get the better of this trade as they keep their tier 1 tower alive. Spirit Breaker coming in for a charge onto the Shadow Demon. Will they be able to follow this up, though? There they go. Oh, man, beautiful stun from the Leshrac and then a disruption on top of it. They're still going to bring down the Shadow Demon, but well played by Exile in that... you know, that little microsecond that they had there. They're going to bring down the Spirit Breaker, and actually the Darkseer fell somewhere. I don't know where Darkseer fell, but Puck is going to get glimpsed back towards her tower. Now chasing in onto the Invoker. They got the Eul Scepter. Is there going to be a stun? Boom. Stun lands, and there goes the Invoker as well. 4-for-1 exchange, and Exile are happy with that. They're going to push in, get this tier 1 tower, and maybe find some more. They've got a lot of push potential with their heroes, and whether or not they can hit another tier 1 or maybe a tier 2 is up to them, but it looks like they're going to break off after that. So 4-for-1 and a mid tower. I think they're happy there. Ocean's moving up towards top. 3 Shadow Poison stacks up on the Juggernaut. If they can get a Disruption on and get another Shadow Poison, oh, he's going to... Omni Slash. No, not Omni Slash. Blade Fury away. And be just fine. Frodo killing, gets jumped on by the Spirit Breaker again, and there we go. A kinetic field will hold him in place. Tornado going to be the finishing move, and there we go. Mormont in deep, trying to maybe make something happen, but an EMP catches him, drops him out of mana, and he is going to get killed by a neutral creep, and I think that was completely inadvertent as he tried to TP as he walked in here and gets brought down by the neutral. Looking for Oceans now, should be able to get out of that. Ethereal Jaunt brings her out, but no, they've got the glimpse, and they bring the Puck right back in. She's going to get a silence, trying to walk away. Cold Snap goes out, a couple more attacks. Will they be able to do it? No, she face shifts away. Oh, no, it's so close. Tornado hits. Oh, you need to drop the ulti. She doesn't. And Puck is going to die, but buys back and jumps in on the orb that was already mid-air. Misses the ultimate, and oh, is she going to make it out of this? One more auto attack, and the Juggernaut gets the crit he needs. There goes the Puck, a buyback, and she drops everybody so incredibly low. Oh, that was painful to watch. It was so Gosu, but it so wasn't. Oh, man.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It was so close.
Dire's
So
top
damn
tower
close.
is under attack.
Invoker spotted out in the trees. He might be in some trouble here. They actually missed the Light Strike array, and here's the Darkseer in to help out. Laguna Blade is going to finish off the Invoker, but that means the end of the Lina there as the Darkseer gets the finishing blow. Frodo Killa going to get charged on again. They're looking for him, but they cancel the charge. Oh, wait. What? That was weird. He was like floating, and then he stopped, and then he charged. But anyways, there goes the Shadow Demon once again. He's having a rough game, man. 0-5-4. And just everywhere he goes, the Spirit Breaker seems to just be right on him, ready to give him the hurt. And man, I'm still kind of reeling from that Puck play. It was so beautiful, buying back and jumping to the jaunt, but she misplaced the coil and only hit the Juggernaut, who was already spinning, which meant that it did absolutely nothing. If she had caught the Spirit Breaker, it was a kill on Spirit Breaker, and if Spirit Breaker's dead, that means she does a lot more damage to, or she has a lot more potential to do damage to the Juggernaut. So, really unfortunate, but yeah. It's down on bottom. Drow continuing to farm away, now matching the Juggernaut in CS, 73-73, with the Lina following it up at 71. Dire side having a little bit of a harder time with their farmers further down the line, but that's okay. They want to chase in on top. They're looking for that Jug. Can they bring him down, though? Needs to get in range to use that silence, and he's got the healing ward going off, so he's going to be fine for now. Meanwhile, while we were watching that down on the bottom lane, looks like the Leshrac was picked up, and I'm missing more kills as the Darkseer picks off the Drow Rangers. So, 2 heroes down on the side of Team Exile, and Resilience is doing a good job controlling the map so far. I mean, they're kind of... Their game plan is strategy, or their game plan is strategy. I think their game plan is chaos. Really, it's just kind of mess the map up as much as you can with this Spirit Breaker, this Invoker, this Darkseer. Just do things like this. Get these little pickoffs all over the place, and by the time the game reaches the mid game, you're going to be so far ahead that it's not going to matter what you've done. And in a second, we'll check out the graphs. Oh, Haste Rune, and the Shadow Demon gets caught anyways. He disrupts himself, and actually the Laguna Blade turns it back around. They get the Darkseer and the Disruptor. Will they be able to chase in on for more? Oceans is walking away from this. Brave, he is being, well, staying true to his namesake, running forward, looking to see if he can maybe make something happen, but going to be forced to back away as he doesn't have any mana left. So, crazy trades all over the map, and net worth jumping up and down all over the place, sitting at around 0 right now, and XP actually pretty close to the same. So this game is a little bit closer than I thought it was, but 11-13 right now. And like I said, if this game continues to be just a ridiculous mess of team fights all over the map like this, I think Resilience comes out on top. But who knows, man? Who knows? It's crazy right now, and the damage output from Exile is really, really potent. I mean, they've got a lot of potential to do a lot of nasty things with this all-range draft. I mean, especially their 3 cores. I mean, the Puck, the Lina, and the Drow Ranger. The 3 of those with the Drow Aura on them can do a lot of work in team fights. So, I'm liking how this is working out. Yo goes in on the mid lane, Laguna Blade, and finishes off the Invoker. And this is when Lina is at her prime. You know, right around this level 11 and 12, when people haven't grown the stats to survive her combo, but still have... but she's a high enough level to do nasty things like this. Now, Puck gets caught out with the Leshrac on the bottom lane. That Spirit Breaker just going to work, and of course the Disruptor doing the same. I think... you know, I got to bring into question some of the draft choices from Exile here. Okay, ranged hero win rates and 684 pro play. So 52% on Drow, 57 on Leshrac, and 47 on Puck. So, alright. Is there any stat on when they're played together? Doge going to get caught out here as he gets eaten by that Disruption combo, and he's going to get brought down. The Disruptor limping away with a small amount of health. Lina and Shadow Demon, 45% apiece. Okay. So I think that averages out to a less than 50%, but altogether you gotta factor in something for him, as this Drow Ranger does do work for everybody involved. Pressure coming in on the bottom lane here, and the Invoker and Spirit Breaker are nearby to try to defend it out, but no Creep Wave hitting quite yet, so they're not wasting any of the spells. They've got a Tornado EMP combo ready to go. Actually, just throws out the Tornado. Doesn't abuse that new change to Invoker, allowing him to switch the position of his spells at no cost. He could have kept the EMP on board and got rid of the Cold Snap, but Teamfight gonna break out here as King MC jumps in, and there we go. Chaos ensues as the Darkseer wall gets dropped down. Juggernaut goes for an Omni Slash, brings down 2 with that, and the Lina, is she gonna get brought down? Yeah, on the back of the fight, a couple of stray auto attacks find her out. Ocean's trying to run away, looking for a escape here, gets caught by a Tornado. Will they be able to glimpse her back? Where's Disruptor? Does he have cooldown? No, he does not. They're still looking for Oceans, though, and there's the Cold Snap. A couple more auto attacks. She tries to jaunt away, but it's not going to happen. 5-4-1, and Doge gets himself an Ultra Kill. Beautiful play there by Team Resolution, Team Resilience. Getting my res words mixed up, but yeah. Team Resilience gets themselves a fantastic team fight, and I mean, like I said earlier on in the draft, all of actually pretty much all of Team Resilience's heroes are heroes that don't care about positioning. I mean, Team Exile, they're all about having good positioning. They're like, alright, we're going to stand back, we're going to make sure that the Drow Range is in the back of the fight, the Leshrac is in the middle of the fight, the Puck is dancing around doing her thing, and it just doesn't matter, because Spirit Breaker picks a target, he charges it, and they're dead, and Juggernaut Omni Slashes, and they're dead, and oh, great glimpse there, gets Selena back away to base, and maybe they find a turnaround onto the Shadow Demon here. He disrupts himself for now, going to try to walk away from that, but they're going to have a Spirit Breaker charge in on it, picking him up, a couple more auto attacks. Will they do it? The vacuum gets him, and there goes the Shadow Demon once again. He is having a rough game, 0-7-7. And, you know, this, like I said, this Spirit Breaker has just been on him every single time we see the Shadow Demon. It's trouble. And top lane, Juggernaut finds himself out a Puck. Laguna Blade gonna go out. Dragon Slave picks off the Juggernaut, but Charge is coming in on the Drow. Actually gets a Gust off and keeps the Spirit Breaker on the other side of the cliff. This is gonna be really, really well played here. Static Storm is down, and can they find anything more out of this? QWERTY is just standing his ground. Tornado goes out, hits a couple, does a little bit of damage, but it's not enough. And now he needs to get himself back away, but the Spirit Breaker goes for a charge. Do they have the spells to hold these people down? It doesn't look like it. And Leshrac's done from the low ground, keeps him safe as they walk away from this. Shadow Demon now here, he gets bashed out by the Spirit Breaker yet again, and he's going to get brought down in exchange. So, insane team fight there, just kills left and right, and oh, wow, Lina waits a little bit too long on that Light Strike array. They are still going to find the Invoker, but 4 exchanged for 3, I think, in total. That was a really long and awkward team fight, but yeah. I guess Team Exile sort of came out ahead? Okay, 4 for 2. When paired with Drow Ranger, every hero in Exile's lineup has an improved win rate, except for Leshrac. Interesting. Okay, alright. I like that stat. That's good. 2,300 gold favoring Team Exile from all of that, and they got themselves about a 2,500 XP swing as well. If we jump over towards the graphs, you can see it's all over the place. I mean, it's just, you know, spiked up in Exile's favor a while ago, back down in Resilience's favor, and coming right back up now. Same with the XP. Mormon getting caught out here as he was up on the Ancients. He does get a stun out, but it's not going to matter. Disruptor gets the kill with the final Lightning Strike, and that's going to be it. Laguna Blade goes out onto the Juggernaut, but he actually, did he evade? What? He evaded the Laguna Blade with Omni Slash and brings down the Lina. That was what? Okay. I knew you could do that with Lion. I didn't know you could do that with Lina. The more you know. And Puck still struggling to find herself a Blink Dagger. All of these engagements, these deaths, are really holding her back, and the Blink Dagger could make a huge amount of difference. Like I said, Exile's all about the positioning, and being able to blink in and out of fights is going to mean quite a bit. Oh man, Mormon gets glimpsed back away, and this Disruptor play has been impeccable. Just Disruptor himself as a hero. Oh, okay, wait, in my head, I had the colors of the wards wrong, and I thought that was like, thought they were dewarding their own ward for a second. I was like, what? How do you do that? But no, I'm good. Oceans might be in trouble here. Whoever walks over this way, possibly Mormon. No, they're going for a charge in on the mid lane. They find Oceans, and Static Storm's going to go down instantly, making sure that she cannot jump away from that. And that's going to be the end of the puck. They're trying to turn this team fight right back around, looking for the Disruptor, but he scurries away with just a small, mere fraction of health. And now Spirit Breaker continuing onward, wants to find that Lina, but actually gets turned around on, and a couple more auto attacks. Oh my god, come on. Yeah, these, okay. Lina brings down the, Spirit Breaker. Standard auto pause, and actually I think it does do that. If somebody disconnects in a lobby, it automatically pauses, but I don't know. Juggernaut picks up the Aegis, and that will be a hefty advantage for Team Resilience, and Lina and Invoker going at each other. Mask of Madness up on the Jug. They're looking for this Lina, want to bring her down. She heals herself up to keep her alive for just a couple more seconds, and Demonic Purge lands onto Brave to hold him down. Will they be able to turn this into another big team fight? It looks like they are. They're going to try to bring down the Invoker, and they do indeed. Now looking for that Juggernaut, silence him up so he can't get away from that, and he does manage to get a kill on the Leshrac. Oh no, those crits are just absolutely insane. They missed the Light Strike array. He's trying to run away, but this damage is huge. Jumping forward the puck, and finally, the Drow Ranger does bring down the Juggernaut. So 2 for 2? Yeah, 2 for 1. What a frantic and hectic game this has been. We're looking at over 50 kills in 23 minutes. That's more than 2 kills a minute.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
My voice needs a break. Mid tower getting chipped down really quickly here, as all these heroes doing immense amounts of damage. I mean, 60 bonus damage on the Puck, 60 bonus damage on the SD. I mean, the Drow Aura is just, it's huge, and these towers are going to melt whenever Exile gets the chance to do so. And Spirit Breaker going for a charge in onto Whitesmith the Blacksmith, pops off his ultimate, Invoker's there to help him out, Cold Snap goes out onto the Drow Ranger, Tornado going to follow it up, pops off the illusions, but not going to be enough to bring down Drow, and she's turning it back around. Frost Arrow is not enough to hold the Spirit Breaker in place. He walks away from that. Nina grabs herself an Indus rune and heads right back into her own jungle. Figured she might go looking for a kill, but I guess, yeah, no real point unless she has the Laguna Blade, and she doesn't have the mana for that quite yet. So just going back to farming up for now. Does have the Aghanim Scepter, which means that her ulti is now magic immunity piercing, so she can pop that Juggernaut through his Blade Fury, which will be a huge bonus for Team Exile here. A scrappy game this is. Blink timing on Puck. Fastest 723, slowest 2159, and average is 1414. Puck has just picked up her Blink Dagger, so that was just about 24.5 minutes, I think, since she picked that up. So definitely behind the slowest. Now I think those stats were from pro plays, so doesn't quite apply to this NA Steel division. I'm not actually sure what the approximate MMRs of this game are, so I can't quite tell you what level these teams are playing at, but if I had to hazard a guess, I would say this is probably high 3K, low 4K. So, oh, all ticketed matches. Okay, alright, so alright, makes sense. Frodo Killa in a lot of trouble here. The Urn might tick him out, but King MC going to be forced away, but the Tornado catches on 2, and Laguna Blade goes out, finishes off the Darkseer, but meanwhile Juggernaut has joined the fight. Omni Slash goes out onto Yo, but he's got the Ghost Scepter to keep him alive for now. Lightning Strike, will it be enough to bring him down? No, it's not. He scurries away from that. Meanwhile, on the backside of the team fight, Puck goes down and is exchanged for Disruptor. They're looking to bring down Juggernaut, but they don't have the Frost Arrows to keep him from running away. Oh, he turns to fight! Not the best choice there, my buddy. Yeah, no, not the best choice. And Drow Ranger finishes off the Juggernaut. I'm going to mute my mic really quick because I have to sneeze. My allergies are driving me crazy. But rest assured, I am still here, and this game is still insane.
I'm betwixt myself.
Oishki doishki, alright. Springtime allergies. Love them, hate them. Actually, no. No one loves them. No one loves them. Disruptor halfway to an Aghanim Scepter, and that's going to mean quite a bit for Team Exile here. I don't think there's too many critical items. I mean, the Blink Dagger is already going to be canceled by the damage, but Lena not going to be able to Ghost Scepter, not going to be able to Yule Scepter. No Black King Bar on the Drow. Actually, I think that's probably the biggest factor there. Is Drow's gone for that BKB and will not be able to use it if that Static Storm goes down with the Aghanims up. Darkseer pretty damn wealthy himself. Actually, let's hop over towards the net worth charts. Yeah, Darkseer sitting 4th highest behind the Lena, the Drow, and the Juggernaut. So the 3 cores who you'd kind of expect to be up there are up top, and then Darkseer to follow it, and he's playing really, really well. EMP goes out on Oceans. Will they be able to hold him in place long enough? No, he jaunts away, avoids the EMP, gonna blink over the Tornado, but is still getting charged out by that Spirit Breaker. Where is the Space Cow? There he is, lands on everything. Light Strike Array catches 2, I think. Dream Coil down in the middle of all of this. Laguna Blade goes out on the Invoker. He's gonna be the first to fall. Juggernaut popping off that Omni Slash, trying to bring down Yo, but she pops off that Ghost Scepter. Mormon trying to run away now. Spirit Breaker on his balls, and there we go. Brings down the Leshrac, but is traded for his own life there. 2 dead on either side of the field right now, and now the Static Storm goes down. Drow going to be the first to follow. Oceans now running out of options here, as she just doesn't have the cooldowns to survive. Will be able to blink away, but Juggernaut not going to be able to chase that out. 3 for 3, and what an engagement that was. Absolutely everything blown on either side of the field, and totally hectic. It's hard to shoutcast fights with Darkseer in them. I forgot about how ridiculous that hero makes team fights. I mean, vacuums, walls, you just can't tell who's who. There's so many illusions, so many people getting pushed out of position. It's just nuts. But anyways, that fight did seem to favor Team Resilience just a little bit. They picked themselves up about a 900 gold advantage and about a 400 XP advantage from it all. So not huge, not insurmountable, but definitely just enough to make them happy with the outcome of that. Like I said, absolutely everything's spent. Where's the Invoker on all of this? He... oh, it doesn't show the spells he used. He used Tornado, he used EMP. There is everything used there, but yeah, what a fight. Darkseer now has a full pipe ready to go, just needs to get it delivered to himself, and once he gets that, it's going to negate quite a bit of the damage from Team Exile. I mean, this Lena obviously now dishing out pure damage with her ultimates, so that's not going to get negated, but, you know, pretty much all of the Puck's damage, almost all of the Leshrac's damage, save for Edict, which, I mean, Edict in a team fight doesn't really do all that much, but as Puck blinks forward, clears out the wave, and gets glimpsed away, whatever, she doesn't care all that much about that. Yule Scepter out onto the Disruptor, Light Strike Array to follow it up, burst damage out, and the Disruptor is going to fall, but oh my god, a great vacuum! Holds down the entire team, and Puck and Leshrac are both going to fall. Doge trying to run away from this, but the Frost Arrows are just too much, and that ends up being a 3 for 2 exchange. And Resilience not quite getting the fight they wanted there. They just didn't have everyone in place when they wanted to fight. And the Darkseer, despite a great initiation, did not have Tornadoes, didn't have EMPs, didn't have Static Storms to follow it up, as they just got caught out in the wrong position at the wrong time. And this tower is going to get evaporated. I mean, the Invoker's there. Maybe he throws out a Tornado to delay this, but I don't think he has enough to really shut this game down.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Down in bottom lane. Meanwhile, Juggernaut trades that for a tower of his own as he picks up a tier 2. So, well played there to get the good trade that he wanted. And tower for a tower, not too bad. Juggernaut still standing on top of the net worth charts as the highest farmer in this game. Very closely, though, followed by the Drow Ranger, who's sitting at 15,300 under his 15,900. So about 600 gold separates the two heroes, and, you know, that's not all that much. Take a peek at the items while we got a little bit of a lull in the action here. Puck has picked up that Blink Dagger. We were talking about that earlier. Urn of Shadows on the Shadow Demon. That's been up for a while. Black King Bar, Aghanim Scepter, Ghost Scepter, and Yule Scepter. All the scepters up on Lena. So she's got the survivability she needs. I mean, she's immune to the Omni Slash with the Ghost Scepter. She's immune to everything else. But meanwhile, a team fight breaks out. Not going to have time to talk about this. And the Laguna Blade is going to bring down the Juggernaut really quickly. He does buy back, but oh my god, that vacuum catches 4 down, brings him into the middle of this fight. Pulse Nova pulsing away, but it's going to get turned off as Leshrac is out on the backside of the fight. That is 2 down so far. Yo continuing on forward with that Black King Bar. Does not care about a damn thing. Juggernaut trying to chase her down, use that Omni Slash, but he's not going to be able to get in range in time. 3-for-0 exchange, and Exile take the team fight that they wanted, that they've needed for a long time, and they're going to be happy with what they got there. Spirit Breaker going for a charge. You don't want to go into this, my friend. Oh no, Puck blinks forward. There goes the Spirit Breaker up into the air. Are they going to have enough damage to bring him down? I think they will. They get it. What? Oh my god. This Drow Illusion doing work. I didn't realize what she was doing on the back line there. 3 heroes go down, and now the Juggernaut standing alone picks up 4. Oh, 5! Oh my god, the Juggernaut and the Spirit Breaker themselves just took down 5 heroes, and I think that was largely in part due to that Darkseer creating a Drow Ranger illusion, and oh my god. The damage. The absolute damage. Okay, wait a second. Replica damage is 90%. So almost a full percentage of Drow Ranger's damage. And because of the fact that Drow gets most of her damage from her abilities, it means that oh man, that was disgusting. Like, I'm like watching the other side of the fight, watching the Spirit Breaker up here and stuff, and I just turn around and there's single Drow Illusion standing here and 3 heroes dead in the river. Oh my god. Anyways, Roshan gonna get start getting worked on here by the Dire team. Looks like the Radiant should be aware of this. You've seen people buzzing around here. They knew they just got team wiped. They should know that this is coming. They can't really contest it though. And Juggernaut is going to finish this thing off so quickly. The Mask of Madness just does absolute work in chunking this down. So many crits coming out as well. So Roche going to fall any second here, and it'll probably be an Aegis over towards the Juggernaut, and a hefty advantage in the favor of the Dire. So let's go back to the items while we got another bit of a lull here. Leshrac has picked up a Yule Scepter, the beginnings of a mechanism for himself, and Drow Ranger has got herself a Manta Style, a Black King Bar, and the beginnings of what I assume will be a Butterfly. Spirit Breaker, he's got himself a Shadow Blade and the beginnings of a BKB, so not opting to go for the Silver Edge straight up. Oh, another team fight's going to break out. I can't keep talking about this. There we go. They find the Lena looking for her. She pops off that Black King Bar, and the Demonic Purge goes out onto the Juggernaut. They want to keep chasing, but they just can't find it, as the defensive abilities are a little too good from Team Exile, and that fight will be disengaged. Smoke popped off immediately amidst that fight, and Exile are now invisible. Maybe they could turn this around into some counter pressure if they wanted to sneak around the side or something, but they're staying relatively far back. They're going to have a TP back from Puck. And Spirit Breaker went for a charge but canceled it out, so thinking better of it, and that's not going to be happening here. Mid tower going to start getting worked on here as Team Resilience is sitting on the back line, ready to get into this. They force-staff him forward into a splitter. That was beautiful. Invoker gets brought down before he can use any of his spells. Juggernaut finishes off the tower. Static Storm is burning away in the middle of this fight. Manta Style goes out to mitigate the damage from the Omni Slash, and now a Demonic Purge out on the Juggernaut. Can they kite him around enough to bring him down? Urn Charge out onto the Lena. I think she's going to drop as she walks away from this fight. She will indeed. Spirit Breaker down as well. Can they find the Disruptor? I think they are. Juggernaut's probably clear if he wants to run away, but he turns back around. He wants to go in and fight this. Can they bring him down? Oh, Gus. There we go. They get the Aegis. Can they bring... Okay. Oh, they go for a stun, but he does spin out of this. Doesn't have a TP scroll, so if they can get on him, maybe they bring him down, but no, he gets himself into the trees. So Aegis spent and 3 heroes dead on the side of Resilience. Yeah, so 4 heroes total, and the Lina is the only trade that they made. So Exile got themselves a really, really good fight, and man, these graphs, look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It just doesn't end, and we're sitting at almost net zero on both net worth and XP. It's crazy. I've never seen a game this violent yet this close. 36 minutes into the game, we're sitting at 82 kills across the board. Just absolutely bloody, but I'm loving how this is playing out. Very, very brawly, very action-packed, and Aghanim Scepter now up on the Darkseer. I like to see this. Increases damage dealt by the illusions to what? Item pick rates in 681 for Darkseer. Mechanism 71, Blink Dagger 68, Pipe of Insight 18% of games. Not popular, but Aghanim's 5%. Wow. Okay. But it definitely makes sense. Wait, what does it increase it to? It doesn't say. It just says increases damage dealt by illusions. Oh, Scepter replica damage. There we go. It says at the bottom. That's weird. But 140%. So this Drow is going to be dealing more damage, or the fake Drows are going to be dealing more damage than the real Drows, which is a very scary thing to think about, because this Drow Ranger, what does she do? She hits for over, about 350 right now, actually. And once she finishes up that Butterfly, it's going to be even more. Drow Ranger is such a high damage hero, and getting that turn back around on you is going to be super scary for Exile. If there's a wall vacuum in this game, it could end the game. Oh man, especially if Darkseer were to get like a refresher or something. Oh man. Could be scary. Alright, Smoke Gank into the Dire Jungle here. They're looking for blood, but not going to find anything, as I think this smoke must have been spotted out, because the entirety of Resilience has retreated to their base. They're sitting here waiting for their own smoke, actually. A full Scotty on the Courier goes over to the Juggernaut, and they smoke up. So they're ready to hunt for some blood themselves, and I don't think they have any vision of any of the Radiant heroes, so they're going to be shooting in the dark wherever they go. But they definitely want to find something. They're signaling to just go straight up the mid lane. The Juggernaut just wants to charge, go past the creep wave, maybe find someone deep in the jungle here. Of course, everyone... the exact same thing happening on the other side of the field. I think they're like, oh, everyone's off the map. There must be smoke. So they're hiding in their base until they see something happen. And nice aggressive Observer Ward to spot this out. And Juggernaut Illusion getting revealed out on the mid lane. Oh no, they spotted out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire Tier 2 getting chipped away by a bunch of creeps, and this tower could actually go down. The Drow has activated her aura to give him a little bit of extra pushing potential, so that tower could very well go down if it is neglected. They're going in, looks like they want to engage. What is this? Oh, come on. Yeah, alright, I'm not even... no sympathy for these bosses. These are really bad. Anyways, wall goes down, but it doesn't catch the Drow. And oh my god, Invoker gonna get brought down by the auto attacks. Too harsh. Spearbreaker goes for a charge, gets in the middle of all of this. Lina is gonna be the first casualty, but she will buy back, and now she's coming right back in. Spearbreaker goes into the Leshrac, gets the ulti off, and will finish him off. Laguna Blade goes out on Spearbreaker as he's charging away. This is a huge Spearbreaker, oh my god. But 2 heroes down on the side of the Radiant. The Drow has finally been brought down, so it's a 3-on-3 engagement right now. Juggernaut looking for blood. They're microing the disconnected Disruptor. And 4 brought down by Team Resilience. And wow.
Dire's bottom tower,
You know, there's a certain amount of sympathy that I will have for for teams with technical issues, and you know, the fact that the Disruptor has disconnected at the beginning of very crucial team fights 3 times now has made me a little suspicious. You know, I won't judge, that's for the evidence to call, but these pauses have seemed quite a bit, they've seemed very intentional, and Team Exile agrees with me, hence why they have canceled every single pause, well, these last 2 pauses, and just continued on with the team fight. So You know, don't blame them. They're, I don't think this is dirty play by them at all. I mean, the pauses are definitely a little bit cheap. But either way, puck goes in, looking for that disruptor in the trees. Maybe finds him out, but no, doesn't have the damage to bring him down, and just jaunts back out towards the mid lane. Going to try to keep himself safe for now. Pressure being maintained by Team Resilience, and they see the disruptor. I think he's still disconnected. They're going to leave him alone, maybe? The puck walked away, but the rest of his team is still working away. And, alright, so they got the micros back up on the disruptor now. Tornado goes out. Doesn't catch anything except a couple creeps, though. Alright, looking for the jug. They've got him disrupted. But he goes right back in. And Darkseer wall is down, but not a single illusion has been created yet. Puck going to be the first casualty of this fight, and an Omni Slash will bring down the Leshrac very shortly thereafter, and the Shadow Demon going to fall after that. Looking for the Drow. She's over in the trees. Will TP back home, but this is going to mean trouble for their Tier 3 towers. They've only got 2 left to defend, and 4 pushing in. You know, they got the Dragon Slave to chunk down the wave a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to stop this Juggernaut from just beating the crap out of this tower. And Drow, oh man, not quite enough damage to bring down the Disruptor. Now working away on the Jug, and Laguna Blade is going to push him back away. He's going to go for a little bit of a spinny do, and he's back out of the base, but no racks have been harmed, and it looks like Team Exile is going to hold for now.
I will not.
What's our timer on Roche here? We've got about a minute until we... actually, just less than a minute until Roche spawns. I think... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this was when it decided when, and this is when the real time is. I still have a hard time with this clock, man. Anyways, Whitesmith the Blacksmith looking for the Disruptor yet again. He wants Disruptor so bad. I mean, it's going to cost him this time as he ends up dead. Static Storm goes down. Not going to catch any of the Radiant Heroes, though. Maybe we have a glimpse to put him back in it, but no, we don't. Juggernaut going to work up here. He's got about 10 seconds till he gets his Manta style back up to start pushing, but gets disrupted. Man, Juggernaut just getting kited around left and right. Cannot find the optimal scenario in which he can just sit there and whack away at people. Roshan back up and spawn now, and oh my god, he Manta dodges the Split Earth. He's still going to drop to the auto attacks, but oh my god, that was well played by the Jug. I don't know if he meant to do it, but it worked out, and survives for an extra couple seconds, but 5k in the bank. He's got buyback if he needs it, and so does the Spirit Breaker. By the time this wave gets up to the Tier 3, Invoker will be back up, so I don't think Resilience is in any danger of losing their racks quite yet, but, you know, they might be forced to buy back, which is a lot of gold that they don't want to spend, but here it goes. Buyback spent by the Spirit Breaker, and, oh, there we go. Wall doesn't get the vacuum before the gust goes out, though. Laguna Blade going to go out onto the Darkseer. Buybacks on everyone. Whitesmith the Blacksmith sitting on the front side of this fight and brings down the Darkseer. Oh my god, long range jump with that ultimate there from King MC. But they glimpse back the Lena, bring her down, so that's a 1-for-1 exchange so far. Shadow Demon disrupts himself, but that won't last for long, as he gets brought down by the Blade Fury from the Juggernaut. Roshan has been spotted by the Drow Ranger. She knows it's up. But this is probably going to be Resilience's first stop as they head across the map after clearing out their base. So good fight there. They pick up 2. Oh, actually, yeah, the Juggernaut did have to buy back for it, so he spent a little bit of extra gold. I think the Spirit Breaker did as well, but you know, they hold their base, and that's what's important. Graphs. Actually, okay, so for the first time, the net worth graph has spiked significantly in one team's favor, and that's about 10,000 down towards the side of Resilience. That was from their big push in towards the Radiant mid-tier 3s. But now that they've been forced to buy back and stuff, it's been kind of pushed back in their direction, but this Roche will push them right back up. So they're hanging on to about, oh, actually, as it refreshes there, it's about a 6k advantage. But that'll chunk down a little bit further, and they are still going to hold about a 6 to 7k advantage as they now have the Roche in their pockets. The experience, though, Jesus Christ, it's all over the place. I mean, it's like looking at a lie detector test for me. It's, ugh. Darkseer's having a really hard time creating illusions in these fights. I mean, even if he doesn't, if he doesn't get silenced out or stunned out or something, his walls are going down, but he's not getting the vacuum because of all the BKBs. And, you know, Drow, once she activates that BKB, she can't be vacuumed, she can't be pulled into that wall. And so it's been really hard for Darkseer to make things work. But I have a feeling that the better course of action now, as the Drow's BKB is down to 5 seconds, is wait for the rest of your team to engage, wait for the Spiritbreaker to charge in. Once everything has happened and this chaos is kind of broken out already, then you jump in after the BKBs, you get the vacuum, you drop the wall, and finish off the fight like that. I think initiating the fight is just not going to work because of the fact that we've got, two BKBs up, and a lot of Ghost Scepters to prevent the auto attacks from happening, so... Got the Guardian Greaves out now, though, so he can use those to purge off the silence if he does end up in a bit of trouble. Of course, the Guardian Greaves not only providing a health and mana boost, but they do purge you of any debuffs when you use it. So he'll be in nice, safe hands if he can get that combo off. Alacrity on this Juggernaut, absolutely disgusting, destroys this tower, and now they're looking in towards the tier 3 as Juggernaut picks up his Monkey King bar. Not going to go for the lanes that they've already exposed. A little bit curious there, but maybe they swing over there once this Drow, or actually, wait, no, Drow's on the other team. Looks like they want to go for a fight, though, and they're walking right in there. He's going to drop the wall, kind of force him back away. And Lina creates the first illusion. Static Storm going to go down. Spiritbreaker charging in. Goes in for Lina. She's going to drop before she gets to use the Laguna Blade. No buyback available for her. Now Drow in the middle of the fight trying to run back away. Turns back around, though, and working away on King MC. Will she be able to bring him down? She will indeed. 2 heroes down on the side of the Radiant. And Juggernaut going to work on the back lines. Maybe finds himself a puck here, but she's going to be a sneaky little bugger and jumps away from that. Lightning Strike not enough to drop the Drow, and Sunstrike into the base, not going to hit. 3 heroes down on the Radiant, and they're going to heal up. Well, the Puck and the Drow are going to heal up while they watch their racks fall. And this is probably going to be mid and top at the very least. Maybe they get bottom as well. I mean, Exile's going to have to pull something crazy out. This Drow is going to basically have to 5-man, or solo this 5-man team. Well, a 4-man team now, I guess. But it's a tough game. There we go. Top and mid racks both go down. They're heading for the tier 3's bottom. And Drow knows she has to do something. Runs for it. Has her Black King bar available if she needs it. Turns it on. Starts working on the Disruptor. And Puck is there to help out. They do get the Disruptor, but will they get more off of this? The Juggernaut looks like he's committed to these buildings, and he's going to work on it. But the Drow is there. Throws out the Gust, and Shadow Demon has joined the fight again. Puck in a lot of trouble. Goes for a phase shift. Probably have to jaunt back out of this. But, oh man, a couple good crits, and Puck is down and out. But Juggernaut, will he fall? He's got an Aegis. Invoker and Darkseer are the important ones, though. Juggernaut going to go for a spin, starts to head back out, and realizing that they're now outnumbered, the 2 heroes left from Resilience make their way back out of this fight. But if, oh man, if this Drow can catch up, she's using every little bit of movement speed she's got. She's got the boost to travel, pops off that Butterfly Flutter, and oh, is it enough? She lands 1 attack, gets the second, and there we go, working away on the Juggernaut. And, oh man, is it going to be enough? They get the Eul Scepter. Where's the stun? No stun to follow it up, and he turns around, goes for an Omni Slash. While the Spirit Breaker comes in, they find 2! And now they're looking for Yo. Gets bashed out by the Spirit Breaker's ultimate, and gets disrupted now. Shadow Demon maybe saves her life for a little bit. But this is a dangerous fight regardless. I think even if they get out of this alive, the Juggernaut goes and takes the racks, and that's going to be the Mega Creeps. Charge coming out from the Spirit Breaker. Will he find the Lina? Yes, he will. Goes in there. The bash is going to happen despite the Black King bar. And 4 heroes down on Team Exile. They got 2 buybacks available, but is it going to be enough? Oh, wait. The Drow Ranger's got her buyback as well. That's going to be enough. And they're going to hold it for now. Whew. These fights never end. These fights never end. 111 kills at 49 minutes. This is ridiculous. Lorca, I would love to see some stats on UGC League. What the average kills per game are. That would actually, yeah, that would actually be really interesting. Because I cast a lot of the invite games, which are the higher tier of teams. They tend to be a little more careful. I think they're you know, generally a little more reserved, try not to take too many risks, and therefore we have lower kill games. You know, we have 30 to 40 kills per team-ish, you know, it's not as much, but this game has just been non-stop action-packed, and I mean, like 2 kills a minute since like 5 minutes into this game. It's absurd how much blood has been spilled this game, but I love it. It's action-packed. It's insane, but curious on the numbers. Disruptor has himself an Aghanims and now a Refresher Orb, so that's going to mean 2 Static Storms down on the middle of the field. It's going to feel like it's going to feel like StarCraft Brood War, man. We're going to have Psionic Storms just Psi Storms. I miss Psi Storms. Lotus Orb bought up onto the Invoker now. I'm curious. There's not too many single target abilities on the Radiant side. I think there's Demonic Purge and Laguna Blade. I think are the 2. Like I guess it'll prevent Yules and stuff too, but I think those are the 2 that you're looking to block. Drow doesn't have any. I guess yeah, you have Lightning from Lightning Storm from Leshrac as well. But yeah.
Haste.
Smoke gank up here from Exile. They want to find something before they lose this last Rax, and they're going to find 2 as they go in. Laguna Blade used almost instantly, and Invoker finds himself caught in the trees. He's going to get brought down. Darkseer comes into the middle of the fight, pops off a Black King Bar, and there we go, drops a wall. Will he be able to find any more? Juggernaut is going for a huge Omni Slash. Will he find Whitesmith the Blacksmith? He pops off the Black King Bar. Will he be able to run away? No! No, he will not. That is going to be the end of the Drow Ranger, and no buyback available. Dead for 120 seconds. There goes the Shadow Demon. Puck maybe soon to follow, and good game is going to be called from Team Exile. So, wow, what a bloody game. What an intense game, but a smoke gank gone bad will be the downfall of Team Exile. UGC records broken. Most kills by Juggernaut, 22. Most kills by Drow, 21. And most kills by Darkseer, 20. It's a lot of records, but it's awesome. I love it. Anyways, thank you so much to Lurka for providing us stats throughout this game. I've been Captain Canuck. This is only game 1, though, so stick around, my friends. There's going to be one more game of awesome UGC League action coming up in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. We'll probably throw up the lobby, be ready to go in less than 5 minutes. I'm just going to grab some water. We'll be right back. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a blast, and we'll see you again in game number 2. Cheers, guys. No, there we go. I had to unmute myself. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the UGC League. This is going to be the second game between Team Resilience and Team Exile. We had a really exciting, action-packed, like 120-plus kill game in our last game there, and it was just off the chains, absolutely insane. But it was a blast nonetheless. And this game, I'm hoping for something just as exciting. I mean, last game was really anybody's until probably the last 10-ish minutes when it kind of slipped away. So I'm really excited to see how things play out in this second game. This could very well be a 1-1 series, which is something we don't see all that often in this league. I mean, just by the nature of these amateur leagues, you end up with a lot of scenarios in which one team is just better enough that they take 2 games. You know, it's very rare that we find 2 teams that are evenly matched enough that they just go 1-1. So it'll be exciting to see, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this game plays out. But a couple targeted bans right off the bat here. Exile getting rid of Resilience's Darkseer, and Team Resilience getting rid of Team Exile's Leshrac. So those were both heroes we saw in the last game, but won't be seeing in this game. And the Clink's banned out by Team Resilience. A little bit weird here. I'm not sure why or what that has to do with anything. Clinks is a hero that's not all that often, and it's definitely counterable in his own right, but it's not going to be picked up in this game. And the Storm Spirit going to be banned out by Team Exile. That leaves a lot of really powerful heroes still in the pool. There's a Queen of Pain, there's Gyro, there's Undying, there's who else? There's a lot of ridiculous heroes that you are free to pick up. And Exile might go for it right now, as they've got the ability. Yeah, there we go. They're going to pick up the Gyrocopter, first pick, and Undying to follow. Yeah, I figured that was probably going to be their first 2 picks. Bristleback, odd that Team Resilience would take that with their first pick. I think if you didn't take it first, you would have been able to take a second for sure, and you could do a lot with that first pick. Like I said, grabbing the Queen of Pain, grabbing the Gyro, grabbing the Undying, grabbing whichever one of those heroes you deem is most suitable for your team. But I think they're just too damn good to pass up. So, yeah, that's going to be it for now. We'll see what the next pickup is for Team Resilience. I'm curious about the Bristle, like what they intend to do with that. Typically, you pick that first when you've got something in mind, and Dazzle definitely reinforces that. Looking for quite a bit of minus armor, quite a bit of survivability. Perhaps we could even see an Axe mixed in with this lane. We could go like a safe lane Bristle with like Avenge and then go Dazzle Axe or something like that. Like there's a lot of really ugly potent potential for doing things like that, but Bristle and Dazzle, both heroes that are significantly worse against Undying now that they've changed him up. It used to be that as Undying, your zombies would die to physical spells as well as auto attacks. Bristleback Quills would one-shot zombies. Dazzle's Heal, the Shadow Wave, would one-shot zombies. And now that is no longer the case, as they require hero auto attacks to be brought down. So those Undying Zombies a little bit less scary against or a little bit more scary against a team like this. Now, Queen of Pain going to be the first pickup of the second round for Team Exile here, after a Juggernaut, Magnus, a Viper, and Spirit Breaker were all banned out. So another 2 heroes from the last game that aren't going to be seen here. And actually, so far, we've got 6 heroes that were not in the last game. So no one really playing on what happened last time. And Axe going to be picked up for Exile. This is actually really interesting. I'm curious how they want to lane this. Maybe a support Undying, or even a duo offlane Undying Axe. I guess you could do that. I think the Undying support makes a lot of sense, though, because chances are Bristleback's going to be in the offlane, likely with that Dazzle. And if the Undying is there, it means he can strip away some of the strength that Bristleback has and make Bristle extremely susceptible to that Gyrocopter burst damage. So I think having the Undying on the support role is going to make sense, but actually, I don't know.
5 seconds remaining.
I think the more traditional, the way that I would normally expect a team to run this, if I didn't see Team Resilience's draft, I would say that Axe goes jungle, Undying goes offlane, Queen of Pain mid, Gyrocopter +1 safe lane. I think that's the standard setup. But because of the Bristleback offlane and the chances of an aggressive tri-lane with the Bristle Dazzle Lion,
Dire
okay.
team pick.
Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be an aggro lane now. Bristle, Dazzle, and Lion, all three of these heroes are going to go at this Gyrocopter. They're going to run at him hard, so I think you need to run this Undying support. Put the Axe in the solo lane against the Centaur Warrunner. Axe beats Centaur in most scenarios, I think, and then pick up another support that can really complement your draft, and I don't know who that is. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what a hero that could do very well up there is. I don't even know. Witch Doctor. That's a great hero for this.
Team pick.
Legion Commander.
It's probably who I would have come up with if I had another couple seconds. I'm a smart guy. I know things. But it's still a really scary draft from Team Resilience. They got a lot of beef. They got a lot of resilience. Probably going to be Legion Commander mid, Centaur Warrunner on the solo safe lane, and then the Bristle Dazzle Lion in an aggro lane. That's what I'm expecting here. And then Team Exile probably going to be running the Gyrocopter, Witch Doctor in the safe lane. And like I said, if I did not see this team, I would expect the Axe to jungle and the Undying to offlane. But I think they need to put Undying in the safe lane for things to happen here. So we'll see what the choice is. We'll see how they play it. Mormon was the Leshrac player last game, and he was a support. So chances are they'll probably put the Undying on the safe lane. But I don't know. Whitesmith the Blacksmith was their Drow player. He was the... And Oceans was the Puck player, so they're not really holding true to their roles. They're just kind of playing heroes that I think they're comfortable on. So I think that's probably more so how this is playing out than anything else. But switch over the overlays, get into the game, and yeah, these pauses, no doubt. But introducing the teams, once again, for anybody who just joined, we've got Mormon taking on the Undying, Oceans on the Gyrocopter, Yo on the Queen of Pain, Whitesmith the Blacksmith on Witch Doctor, and Frodokilla on the Axe. Jeez, man. Down on the bottom lane, we've got Ketsatek. This guy's new. I think he's a stand-in that just joined us for this game. Is going to be playing the Dazzle. We've got King MC on the Lion. We've got Irvin, another stand-in? These weren't the players that were here last game. And Brave on the Legion Commander, and Doge Wow on the on Team Resilience. Oh, man. Okay, what is this? Very annoying. Chill out, man. One pause halfway through fights. We're not the ones pausing. It's automatic. Yes, you are. Haha, right. The volume of pause has been unprecedented and the timing of them suspect. DC equals auto pause. True. You've paused saying lag. 3 pauses in a row. DC auto pause. Alright, chill. Yeah. Chill. Yeah, I don't like. At least these pauses are not in the middle of fights. Like minute 1, it's like okay, our guy's in the bathroom. We need a second, but I don't know. Yeah. All right, looks like we're ready to go, and we'll be getting into the game here. This is our lovely stats lady, Lurkadarp. She's going to be joining us throughout the game, providing us with awesome stats. She's part of the Standard Deviant Stats group, so throw them a follow over on Twitter at STDevStats. They've got all the things, and I think they work with a lot of groups. I think they work with High Ground. Some of them do stats for BTS and stuff. I know one of them does a lot of stats with Capitalist on Join Dota. So they are everywhere. You do not see them, but they provide you with their stats. And so check them out on Twitter. Bunch of wonderful people. Some of my favorite people in the entire world. Is making their way down towards bottom. It looks like Team Exile is going to sit themselves right inside the Roche pit, waiting for an engagement. They've got a ward up already so they can see where the enemy presence is. And yeah, Axe and Centaur going to be up towards that top lane. Both going to be fighting for that top rune. Looks like the Dazzle is making her way up, or making his way up there. But that's only going to leave 3 for this bottom lane, which could be trouble, as there's 4 waiting to fight them. Exile picked 3 of the top 10 most picked heroes this patch: Gyrocopter, Quap, and Witch Doctor. Oh, Witch Doctor's up there. Thought Undying would have been the other one, but anyways, they're going in now, and Brave standing on top of the rune, but yeah, gonna find himself in a lot of trouble. Great cast holds him down, And Bounty Rune gonna get helped. And who are they gonna give it to? They give it to Quap, so they get the first blood. They get a Bounty Rune, and who got the other one? Centaur got the top one, and he didn't even have to use the Hoof Stomp for it. I mean, I think looks like him and Axe just spent some time smacking at each other. But oh man, Mormon chasing down this lion. One more decay might be enough to do it. Is he gonna chase under the tower? It looks like they want to. They throw it out, and there's the decay. They finish off the lion underneath the tier 1 tower for the second kill of the game. And interesting. This, okay. So I expected a full-on aggro try with the Dazzle and Bristle, but it looks like they were trying to dual lane it, like the lion and the Bristleback, and then the Dazzle, probably with the Centaur. I think they moved the Dazzle over to mid because they realized that this was a worse matchup than this was. But definitely some weird thought processes going into this drafting phase, and it's going to work out, I think. I think Team Resilience should be okay, but definitely not optimal for them. I think they're not. I don't think they're going to win any lane particularly hard. I think they're just going to do okay. And if they do okay with this lineup, I mean, they picked 3 heroes that are typically seen in offlane positions. Well, the Legion Commander kind of questionably, but Bristle and Centaur for sure. So if you can get these heroes the XP they need, oh man. Axe goes for a dive, playing the Submarine Dota, kills off the Centaur War Runner, and will fall to the tower there very shortly thereafter. But that's a free trip back to the fountain for him, and I don't think he minds that one bit. Stun goes out on Yo, not going to be enough to push him out of the lane, but he is definitely having a little bit of a harder time finding the CS in this lane right now. So he's only got one last hit to his name, and Legion has got herself 6. Down on bottom. Missing more kills as the Bristleback gets jumped on. Back behind his tower, and that's going to be the death of him. Exile with this aggressive trialing with the Undying and the Witch Doctor, it's making for quite an interesting matchup.
Double damage.
Top lane Dazzle is now joining the Centaur, so like I said, I thought this was going to be their lane to begin with, and looks like it is now as they've rotated the Lion in towards mid. I think they're really focusing on winning out this mid lane, and so far they're achieving their goal. I mean, Queen of Pain, like I said, one last hit. She'll probably pick up a couple now that she's got the wave in a more comfortable position, but either way, Legion Commander outlast hitting her by insane amounts, and now has a bottle, so she can continue to spam out that, that overwhelming odds, which will give her a much better position in this lane. Meanwhile, though, this bottom lane is getting ugly as a Tombstone is dropped behind the tower. Bristleback is forced away from his lane, and Gyrocopter is just going to work away on this wave of creeps, and we'll start working on the tower very shortly thereafter. This could be a 4 to 5 minute tower, and oh my god. Why the disconnects, man? What is up with your internet? There we go. He's back. Easy peasy, let's go. Cool, cool. Yeah, this tower getting worked on, getting brought down as quick as possible, and Bristle's going with his wave. He's still level 1, actually, getting zoned out really hard, and yeah, that's going to be a 3 minute 30-second tower. Actually, maybe not. They could fortify, and Bristle could run in here for a deny, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I think that's actually probably the best call for him. If he can get in there, get the deny off, he might be happy with that. He's working on it. Can he bring it down in time? He only does 11 damage to the tower per shot. Witch Doctor gets the tower, and now Bristleback going to TP out, so he gets away. But the tower kill does go to the Witch Doctor, and so full tower gold goes the way of Exile, and Witch Doctor picks himself up a fancy bunch of gold, which is going to mean a nice new pair of Arcane Boots. So bottom lane, an utter and complete loss for Team Resilience, but whether or not they can get it back through this mid lane and even the off lane is another question entirely. I think the fact that this Axe is beating the Centaur is, well, I'm not going to say it's largely due to luck, but I think Axe's ability to trade is, well, okay, so it's hard to gauge that matchup to outplay it. Oh, bottom jungle, Gyrocopter doing work. Shallow Grave goes out onto King MC. And not going to be enough, though. He ends up falling. Irvin in the middle of all this, only level 2, and they're just going to walk away. And Legion Commander's come down here. She wants to find this Gyrocopter, but she just doesn't have what it takes and heals herself up. Will she be able to walk away from this? She's got the phase boots, but a couple more auto attacks and a cask will follow it up. Finishes off the Legion Commander, and that's going to be an Exile sitting 7-2 as they group up 4 on the bottom lane and just go to... Oh, the Gyrocopter. He's like trying to farm creeps and stuff, and they just turn towards him, get a little bit of unlucky aggro, and Gyrocopter dies. Report Gyro, says Mormon. And oh man, that's got to be embarrassing. Mid lane Legion working hard to get herself up to level 6, and actually I like this matchup quite a bit. Once you dagger out the Legion, she can just purge it off with the press the attack, and that is a pretty expensive spell to be using every time co-op daggers. But I mean, the daggers equally high mana cost, so it's not bad. I like that. Maybe Legion IO. Perhaps Legion Commander and IO is the answer to Queen of Pain on mid. Who knows? Give Legion all the mana in the world, just let her press the attack out of the dagger, and of course she can use it on anybody. Aggression up towards the top lane. It looks like they want to go right in underneath the tower. They don't care, but there is a TP in from the Lion to help out, and that's going to deflect the pressure for now, but there are still 3 heroes up here. The Axe could still just walk in behind the tower, cut the land, and Gyro can continue to push away. But he's going to move up here and just kind of farm away for now, waiting for his, waiting for the Axe to rejoin them. He's just going to farm up a jungle camp. But yeah, he'll need those tranquils if he to trigger back off if he wants to get back up to full health and rejoin the lane. Bristle trying to get close to bottom lane. He's now level 3, which is pretty bad for where he's at in the game. Top lane, Stampede goes out. Looks like they wanted to go in and then very quickly decided against it as the Tombstone was dropped, and now there's a missile flying in that catches on Doge. Rocket Barrage going to get spent. Is it enough to finish off Doge? No, it doesn't look like it. And Centaur's going to make his way back out of that fight. Dazzle trying to help out his buddy Lion by killing off the zombies, but it's not going to matter as Queen of Pain jumps in and gets the Dazzle kill instead of the Lion. Probably worth equal amounts of gold, but yeah, Lion walking away from this. Should survive this rocket? Yeah, he's fine. It's not that high level. Legion Commander's here. She's got duel up. Will she be able to find a kill? Oh, they were looking for the Queen of Pain, but she decides to press the attack first. Doesn't quite have the mana. Now she does. And is Queen of Pain going to get another blink? Nope, there we go. There's the duel. Easy win there, and Legion Commander picks herself up her first 10 damage of the game. Mid lane, the Axe and the Witch Doctor working away on this tier 1. They probably won't get it right here, but they're going to do a significant amount of damage as they do have the siege creep available. And Axe is going to move in behind the tower so that he can cut the wave a little bit. Throws out a Battle Hunger onto the Dazzle just to try to mess with him a little bit. And actually, oh, he does get the taunt. Legion Commander's here to help out. Maybe helps out the Dazzle. And, oh, actually, great Earth Spike from the Lion. And this could turn into a fight. They get the Witch Doctor right off the bat. Will they be able to find the Axe as well? Duel not off cooldown for another 5 seconds, and Legion not going to wait for it. Instead, just gets the final auto attack, and that is going to be a 3-for-0 exchange. So Team Resilience coming back from what seemed to be a very poor early game, and now sitting pretty after they pick themselves up a couple kills on their side of the map. 7-8 the kill totals. Witch Doctor throwing out a cask. One lucky bounce heads over towards the Legion, but not too much more after that. She's got enough mana for a duel if she wants to try to get it off, but not much else after that. Might have to take a trip back to base as her bottle's empty. Doesn't have too much in the doesn't have too much health or mana in the reserves.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures.
Top Undying working away at this top tier 1. He got the tombstone down to occupy the creep wave while he works away at smacking on the tower. He's got about 200 life left, and will be brought within deny range from these range creeps, I think. Couple more attacks. No, literally like just outside. Actually, okay, so this wave of creeps. Will it? 1 attack, 2 attack. There we go. It's in deny range. So just barely brought down to deniable, and that's going to mean no gold for Exile as his tower gets brought down by Doge.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
Tower getting chipped away on the mid, and Fortify is available if they want to use it. Dazzle looked like he was going for the deny, and actually he might have gotten that if they didn't fortify. But Witch Doctor does get the final kill as his super high 71 base damage. We'll get rid of that. Gristle begins chasing down the Gyrocopter on the river. He's going to get a Stampede to help him out, but the Rocket Barrage and the Queen of Pain magic damage is going to be enough to hurt him, and Call Down isn't enough to bring down the Bristle. It is with the help of the Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, the Centaur and the Legion and the Lion all brought down. That is 4 heroes dead, and a 4th very soon to follow. Chop, chop, Dazzle. Axe is there, and that is going to be at 5 for nothing. And Exile presses on towards the tier 2 tower. There is a Fortify available, and everyone's going to be spawning relatively soon, but this tower is going to take a really severe beating. Might even go down, I don't know. Whereas the Golden XP graphs, we're about 5,000 ahead for Team Exile in terms of net worth, and pretty close to 5,000 in terms of XP as well. So doing really well on all fronts, and this tower, maybe it goes down. There's 5 heroes and a Fortify left available, so they can try to protect this if they want. I'm not going to spend the Fortify, but this tower is now brought down within deny range, and oh my god! Oh my god! Lion tried to deny it, and I'm sure he's getting flamed by his team right now. That Siege Creep took one final swing and gets the tower. Full gold awarded to Team Exile for the kill on that tower. That's very sad, but you know, I think some teams get stuck in the mindset of don't fortify the tier 2. It's like, oh no, don't fortify the tier 2, because if they go on tier 3, we won't have it. But in a scenario like that, when you're 12 minutes into the game, if you're getting pressured and you know you can defend it, fortify. Like, there's no reason not to. Oh man, Cass gonna bounce between the neutrals and the Legion, and she's gonna get brought down by that Witch Doctor Death Ward. Really unfortunate bounces there. I think there were 3 other targets, and she just got hit by it again and again and could not make her way out through those trees. But yeah, I mean, if a tier 2 is going down, by all means fortify it. The only reason you wouldn't fortify it is if the team is likely to continue pushing on into your base. If you're there and you can fight it, fortify it. If you're not there but you're going to respawn in time to defend the tier 3, fortify it. Yeah. And it's pressuring in on the tier 2 bottom, and there is nothing to defend that. They're going to have to let that go. Team Resilience looking to see if they can maybe make something happen up top, trade it for a tier 1, but there's TPs in there almost immediately, and Bristleback is going to be forced away. So is Lion. They spot him out, though. They're pinging. Can they catch up to him in time? It doesn't look like it. Maybe with the blink on Axe and a Battle Hunger giving the movement speed, but no. Call down going to be used just to farm creeps. And, oh, Frodo kill it. Oh, he saw the Lion. He wasn't blink range. He could have gone for the Lion if he wanted to, but does not end up doing it. Witch Doctor going to get spotted out here up on the high ground, and with that Centaur Stomp, that is probably going to be the death of him. A couple more auto attacks. There we go. Whitesmith the Blacksmith gets dropped, and meanwhile Bristleback gets eaten alive by a set of zombies and a big red man with an axe. General, actually, everyone farming surprisingly little in this game. I'm not sure if that's because of how much brawling has been going on, or if, oh, top lane, Doge Wow gets caught out, and he's going to get taunted off. He is going to be forced to stampede away, but that will save his life, so he is back out, and in a bit more of a comfortable position. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's because there's been so much brawling and so many weird lanes that people aren't farming well, or if this is just a lower skill bracket than I thought it was, but I think it's just all the fighting. But Axe blinks forward, gets a really good taunt off on the Bristleback. This might be enough to bring him down. It is indeed, and they get the Lion as well with that final Gyrocopter rocket. Gyro gets both of those kills, so a lot of gold in his pocket, and they're going to work away at the tier 2 as well. This will be the last tier 2 on the side of Resilience, and Team Resilience not looking as resilient as they were in the first game. It took a very, very convincing, well, not a very convincing game number 1, but they played game 1 very, very well, and it remained much more even for much longer than this game has, and you can see that in the net worth graphs. That earthquake we saw in game number 1 is no longer here. We're now sitting on a 10k advantage in terms of net worth, and XP getting pretty close to 7,500 for Exile as well. So. Queen of Pain looking to pick up that Aghanim Scepter, so she's about 600 gold off of that. Once she gets that, that'll be some happy fun times for her. Lots of damage to go out for all of these heroes. And let's take a peek at some of the other items here. Witch Doctor working towards his Aghanims. We got the Gyrocopter with the Helm of the Dominator, Ring of Achaia, but he's got a Black King Bar on the way too. So. That is coming up. Mechanism completed on the Undying. He's only a recipe away from the Guardian Greaves, but I don't think he needs to go for those right away. He can go for some other intermediate items. Blink Dagger and Vanguard on the Axe. Nothing but a casual cloak on the Centaur. He is still miles away from his Blink Dagger. And what else do we got? You got the Bristleback looking to get a Vanguard of his own. We've got Legion Commander sitting on nothing but a bottle. Now has a Shadow Amulet, so getting a little bit closer to that Shadow Blade and likely the Silver Edge that she's going to want for later on. Dazzle has a Buckler, and Lion has next to Squat. Oops. Roshan going to go down while the Undying and the Witch Doctor make their way over towards mid to defend their tier 1. So literally giving up nothing this game, as Exile has defended every single tier 1 tower they have, and they're all sitting at above half health, doing really well. Healthy on all their towers, they've got themselves an Aegis, and they've got pressure, so they can take this up to high ground pretty much any time they want. Gonna go for a Stampede up towards the top. The Finger of Death immediately, and a Duel gonna follow up. So they bring down Oceans, and actually, wait, he didn't have the Aegis. Who has the Aegis? Queen of Pain has the Aegis. Okay, so Gyro gets brought down. That's just gonna be a permanent death. Bristleback gives himself a lot of gold out of that. That's likely gonna be the. They're not gonna be able to catch out whoever was in the trees. Who was that in the trees? Oh, they thought Bristle might have been in the trees, but. He's almost got his Vanguard, which I don't actually think means a lot this game. I mean, I don't think it negates damage from Death Ward. Queen of Pain's all magic. Gyro is very largely magic because of Rocket Barrage and Call Down. And Undying and Axe. I mean, Axe is, well, even if it's physical damage, I don't think it's blocked by a Vanguard. So, I mean, he needs the beefiness to keep him alive, but I don't know if the block is going to be as efficient this game as it would be in most other games. But Gyrocopter has respawned, so I think maybe they take him now and start pressuring in towards this mid tower. They really want to get in on the high ground and start hitting hard as soon as they can, because don't want that Aegis to go to waste. Courier kind of making its way up to the secret shop. It like hesitated, and then they flew it over into the trees, and I think they figured that there would be someone over at the secret shop, so they're keeping the courier out of vision for now, but eventually it's going to have to make its way over there. But yeah, they're going to wait until they see everybody. They're starting to move the courier up. It is going to fly. Oh, it got relatively close to that set of creeps. I think that the dire side probably knows it's there, but probably doesn't care, as they can just start moving towards the base anyways. Gyro a little bit far away from his team. Queen of Pain kind of walking the wrong direction, so... Oh, okay, she's hanging around. Axe goes up there, smacks the tower once, but not going to fight it quite yet. Zombie's going to go down, and... Alright, so they want to pressure. This next creep wave, they'll probably walk right up onto the high ground and start smacking away at this tower. Queen of Pain already whacking away from the bottom of the tower. She doesn't mind too much if she loses a little bit of health, if she has that Aegis in reserve, as I mentioned. Cass going to start bouncing around. Axe goes for a blink, gets a good taunt. Call down goes down, catches on 3. Centaur's in the middle of it all. Bunch of burst damage going out towards the dire side, but it's just not enough to bring anyone down. The Witch Doctor channeling out a full Death Ward and going to get the Centaur Warrunner off of that. Mormon trying to walk away, soul rims himself back up, so he should be able to survive just fine. And, oh, they get a duel out onto Yo. Will they bring him down before the duel ends? They do indeed. Finger of Death goes out onto the Gyrocopter, and they pick up 2 really important kills in a matter of seconds. So, what I thought was actually going to be a set of racks ends up turning into a decent set of kills for Exile. And that is some much-needed duel damage for Legion Commander. Looking for Mormon now, but soul rips himself back up to survive. And now Brave is going to be forced to walk back away. Bristleback's there. They're trying to work away on the tombstone, but opt to instead get taunted by the axe. And the zombies were building up, but they are now vanquished. Irvin maybe getting forced back away from this. He's getting chased down by the Undying, but the Centaur is there to help out, and he does have a Blink Dagger. So Axe he just doesn't die. He's doing so much work here. And Chop. Oh man, he goes for the chop, but gets dueled out, and Legion Commander dies almost instantly, meaning Axe gets himself a little bit of bonus duel damage. The Witch Doctor's there, but his heal is keeping him alive, and Yo is back in the fight now. 4 down on the side of Team Resilience, and now the pressure can commence. Exile missing only their axe, and they're moving right up onto the high ground, ready to go. Ocean's tanking up a few tower hits, doesn't care, wants to clear out this wave and get his creeps attacking as quick as possible. Dazzle shreds some of their armor, but it's not going to matter. No one's alive for another 5 seconds on Lion, 10 on Legion. But in that time, they're definitely going to lose this tower. Do they lose the racks, though, is the question.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, there's a fortify. Okay, like I said, tower's going to go down for sure. I don't think the racks will follow. Come on, one more auto attack. There we go. Queen of Pain gets the kill. They hex up Whitesmith the Blacksmith, but he should be able to walk away from that. They've got a Tombstone up to slow everyone down, and a Sentry Ward to spot out that Legion. They're going to stun her out, maybe hold her down. Call down hits on 2, but that Stampede should get him out before the second call hits. Everybody slightly injured. Axe goes, gets a decent blink in on the Bristleback, and oh man, Witch Doctor starts channeling out the Death Ward, but gets cancelled almost instantly by the Bristle. They're going to start working away on the racks. They're going to go for the ranged first, because they want to make sure that the damage they do cannot be turned back around on them. And now Centaur in the midst of all this, they get the Undying first. Now starting to work on the Axe. Don't know if this is the best target, but it's the only one they've got. And there we go. They do actually bring down the Axe. Shallow Grave out on Dazzle. He's got nothing to worry about, as his red Ogladai Nemesis is not there to bring him down. Ocean's chasing into the trees. Glimmer Cape tries to keep him alive for a second, but not going to be long enough. And 3 down on the side of Team Exile. This game is starting to get about as brawly as game number 1, and I am loving it. 40 kills up in 23 minutes. Let's check back to the graphs. It's been dancing around 12,000 net worth advantage and about 8k XP in the favor of Team Exile for the last little while, but Resilience, they're holding. They haven't lost their racks, and their Legion Commander is starting to get stacked up. She did give a little bit of dual damage away, but she's got 48 in her pocket now, and is starting to work towards a Black King bar. So if she can get that up, maybe they bring this back. But geez, I need to stop talking and grab some water, because this is the first time I've had a chance all friggin' game. Lurka, how you doing, my friend? Everything good? All good in the hood? Chilling like a villain? Like a gangsta? Lurka, stats. How much percentage gangster are you? %322%. No, that's too nerdy an answer. That's a Dota player answer. You gotta go with a gangsta number. You gotta be like, I'm 99% gangsta. The other 1%, you'll never know what that 1% is.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Dire's top tower has fallen. The first tier 1 to take a spill on the Dire side this game, and it goes down to a rabid set of creeps as they start working away up there. Gonna push in towards the tier 2, but those will start pushing back as soon as they get back up to the tower, and the Dire will regain the advantage in that lane. So time on Roshan. We got about a minute until we find out what time Roshan's going to spawn at, so we'll see that in just a moment. Ancient's going to get stacked up here for a 4th time by this Alpha Wolf, so really well played there, and this should be the Black King bar for Gyrocopter. He's there with his flat cannon, working away at that, but only level 3 flat cannon, so he doesn't have that 6th shot, so it'll take him a little bit longer to work through these Ancients, but once he gets those finished off, that's going to be